Hey mama, welcome to another episode of Mom Does It All. I'm Marta Spurk, your host, triplet mom, health coach, and all things motivation extraordinaire. In today's episode, I will be chatting a little bit more about mindset. I've noticed how important this has been in my life ever since I've had kids, so more than ever, and I want to chat about how your mindset is affecting, for sure, your relationship with your kids, your relationship with your spouse, your business, pretty much everything. Have you been paying closer attention to your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions? If you haven't, I encourage you to. Let's dive in. After working as a health coach for nearly 2 years, now looking back, I see how there is like a common trend, and I kind of have talked about this in a previous episode when I talked about mom guilt, but it seems like moms, once we have kids, there's a lot of us that is lost, right? We're still the same person, but we're a different person at the same time. Like we're still us, but a lot has changed, obviously, and we have a lot of love for this new little person that's in our lives, and in my case, for the 3 little people. But there's also lots of figuring out, right, how to take care of this new baby and how to take care of yourself and all of that. And I feel like there is kind of a hole that we're trying to fill when finding this new identity. And many moms find a way to fill this hole and to air out with being more active, with exercising. It kind of becomes like, the mommy time. You're going to go work out, you're going to go for a walk, or even trying to make healthier nutrition choices because you also want to have more energy and instill these habits into your kids, right? And for me, this is exactly what happened. Because I had been active before, and I've shared this before, when I was trying to get pregnant, I changed my lifestyle. I, changed my nutrition. I lost weight. I lost a lot of body fat. And I have no doubt that that contributed for me to be able to conceive. And so once I was out of that zombie stage, with the newborns, and after I moved back to America, that's when I was like, okay, I need to, work out. I need to do something and be active and pay close attention to my health, and I know that's going to help me mentally as well. And that's when I started coaching, because I wanted to keep myself accountable and also wanted to help other moms, because I knew this was something that was going to be good for me. I could, make friends and help other women, encourage other women in that sense. And one of the things that the company that I started with teaches is obviously you have to be a product of the product and show, that you're working out every day, that you're staying active, that you're eating healthy. But one of the things that is also very important is working on your personal development. And I was surprised by that, to be honest. I didn't really understand or foresee how working on your mindset and working on your emotions and thoughts could be so helpful for your physical health. And it kind of brought me back to my Christian upbringing and how I knew it was important for me to pay close attention to my soul, to my emotions. And it's not just about all the physical body. In fact, our physical body really is a reflection of what we are inside. And so I was really pleasantly surprised by that. And I, started diving into reading self-help books and encouraging myself in that way, which has really helped me grow. And I honestly feel like starting this business has challenged me in so many ways. So I feel like now looking back, not only the fitness aspect of things has helped me with mommy time and finding my identity and filling this hole or this part of me that I felt that was lost after becoming a mom, but also the whole business aspect of it. And I know that many moms feel this way too, and that's why there are so many moms that start their own business after they have kids. The thing is that when moms are feeling, this emptiness and wanting to do something else, they usually don't say, I need to talk to someone about my feelings. I need to, figure out what I'm feeling and how I am reacting around my kids and things like that. You just want to air out. And there's the whole, thing about moms, that moms drink wine, that all we want to do is put the kids down to bed and go drink wine. But really, ultimately, what's going to help you relax, what's going to help you, be more present with your kids, since, it's just a lot going on all the time and it's easy for us to get stressed out, is working on your personal development. So recently, after these 2 years working closely with moms, I've noticed how much more important it is than ever, now that we're moms, that we work on our personal development. I mean, this is good for anybody, just like how I see how important it is that anyone gets involved with counseling and therapy. I feel like it could start with just reading books and, journaling maybe. Just taking that time to look inside yourself, taking that time for self-reflection and self-discovery, because that is what ultimate health and wellness means. Because usually when we think, oh, what is health? What is wellness? We think, I want to make sure I'm not sick. I need to go to the doctor, run tests, right? But how about your feelings? How about your self-esteem? We don't really talk about these things and we don't really think about it. Or even when we say, moms, you need to take care of yourself. You need to work on self-care and self-love. And that usually starts with, I'm going to go exercise, right? Or I'm going to pamper myself and go get my nails done. We don't really talk about how we need to pay close attention to our feelings. It's not just, numb yourself with wine, which, don't get me wrong, I love having drinks. It goes deeper than that, and it could get uncomfortable. And so that's why sometimes we don't think about it or want to go there. And so even though I'm still wanting to talk about fitness and nutrition, share about the workouts that I'm doing and the breakthroughs in nutrition that I'm doing. In fact, this week I just interviewed a natural foods chef, and she's going to be talking about how to make healthy eating and cooking less overwhelming for busy moms. I'm having all kinds of interesting people on the show, so stay tuned. We're still going to be talking about that, but I really, really, really want to focus on emotions and thoughts and changing your mindset, because all of this will affect your kids. It will affect your family. I knew these things, but it becomes a lot more real when you're in the thick of it, obviously, and especially now with toddlers, how they're, misbehaving and testing you, pushing your buttons, is when I noticed I need to be at the top of my personal development game. I need to know how I'm going to react when they do these things, because they're watching me and they're copying me. And this is going to ultimately mold their personalities and their lives, right? They are who they are, yes, but they are going to be molded by their environment. So whether I'm screaming, whether I'm crying, all of this will play a huge part in it. And if I'm not conscious about what I'm doing or aware, then I can't be intentional with what I'm doing. It's just going to happen. And that's another thing that I've talked a lot about before, is being more intentional, not letting life pass you by, but being proactive about the things that you want in your life. And that includes having a healthy relationship with your family and parenting and disciplining and all of that. And in taking this new direction with being more mindset-based with my business and working with moms, I've also discovered kind of like a taste for helping moms in their business, going beyond the traditional network marketing strategies that we are taught, because I know lots of moms are involved with network marketing, and I've even been talking about this a lot in my live videos on Facebook. If you're not my friend on Facebook, go ahead and friend me. It's just Smart to Spurk. And you can check out my live videos. I'm always starting discussions on there, and also in my private community, momdoesitall.community. You can join at any time. And it was also because I decided to branch out a little bit. I've been doing a mastermind with my mentor, Angie Lee, and I've connected with so many other health coaches that are not even associated with any network marketing companies. And it opened my eyes to see how much all these things are interconnected, right? Your mindset affects how you're going to deal with your kids and how you're reacting at your job, or even if you started your own business, and even in your fitness journey if you're looking into losing weight and all of this, because it's all emotional, right? Even when you think about emotional eating or talking yourself into getting that workout done, it is all in our heads, and especially with developing your business and growing your business. And this is what I have noticed over time, is that sometimes, or most times, We want that one thing that is going to solve our problems in our relationships, in our physical health, in our mental health, in our business. And there isn't one thing. There are steps, simple steps that you have to take daily but consistently. And they're not always fun, even though they're simple, because you have to be consistent. You can't just be lazy and not do them. And that's what I've loved so much about combining personal development with my fitness journey, because there's such a parallel between the two of them. Like, I don't want to exercise today because I'm feeling lazy. And when you don't want to do something, it's usually because you want to do it, and understanding that you don't have to feel like doing something to do it. It's the same thing with, I need to be consistent with what I'm telling my kids that they can't do or can't eat. And the same goes for your business, right? You can't show up one day and the next day not show up. You're not going to have the greatest results. So I've been learning a lot about how it all starts within. We think so much that the outside is what is determining our circumstances in our lives, but ultimately we are creating our reality right now. And when you realize this and you actually start deciding to be active in this creation, not just, passively let life unfold in front of you, but actually decide, I'm going to do this because I want this result. You know what I mean? Things change. And this is what I have been doing. And I didn't realize that I was even doing this when I started coaching. And it got me into this, personal development journey and starting a business and helping other moms. I started seeing that it's so much bigger than I could ever imagine, that literally you are creating your reality right now with your thoughts and by setting or not goals. And that's another thing that, athletes do all the time. They have to set goals for themselves, and they set deadlines, and, they have competitions and things like this. And it's similar for when you start a business too. If you have a business, you know what I'm talking about. But for most of us that have regular jobs or just, stay-at-home moms, we don't really have this notion or this necessity maybe to look into the future and think, where am I going to be a few months from now? Where am I going to be a few years from now? And so lots of things are just accidental, oh, this happened and this is how my life is right now. But it's not an accident. Everything that you did in the past contributed to what you have right now. And it's kind of harsh to realize that life didn't just happen. You made the decisions that brought you to where you are, especially if you're not happy with where you are right now. It's kind of hard to accept that, quote unquote, it's your fault. Whether you are happy or not today, you created that reality. So if you want a different reality for you in the future, you have to start paying closer attention to what you're doing right now. And let me know if this resonates with you. And throughout this journey and everything that I've been learning, I've realized that usually we don't take the steps to create our reality, either because we are unaware that this is actually what's happening, that you are creating your reality right now and for the future, but also because we're afraid. There's lots of fear with all of this, and it goes back to fear of being judged, fear of failure. And I've been reading this amazing book that I'd been recommended so many times, but I finally got to reading it, which is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein. And I love how she says that everything that you do, you're either doing it out of fear or you're doing it out of love. And isn't that what the Bible says? She talks a lot about the universe, but because of my Christian upbringing, I always bring it back to everything that I've learned, with Jesus, the Holy Spirit. This is what I truly believe in. And she leaves it, leaves it open for you to take it however you want to, but it just makes sense that it is the way it is, regardless of your beliefs. You are either doing something out of love, which means confidence, and complete lack of fear, or you're doing it of fear. And so whenever something bad happens, we usually default to fear. We usually default to, I'm stressed out, everything's going wrong. And learning to look through the eyes of love in every situation goes back to changing your mindset and becoming a more positive person. And this doesn't happen overnight. In fact, I've always thought I was extremely positive. And again, having kids has challenged all of this. like I said, pushing my buttons and just, I am really like, it's like I'm learning things all over again. Like as they are learning to become people, it's like I'm learning to become a person all over again and questioning everything that I've always thought my entire life. Looking back at my childhood and the things that I've learned, having been alive for 31 years now, I feel like I've had quite a few life experiences, and I just keep connecting all of these things one of the other. And why am I the way I am right now? Because of what this and that happened. And all of this is just so enlightening, especially with counseling and with even, talking here in this podcast. It's so therapeutic. And that's why I encourage moms to find friends that they can rely on to talk about things, and go to counseling, or, read a book that's going to encourage you to think about your feelings and your thoughts, and, find a community that supports you. And that's why I decided to start discussing these things in the podcast, and even have the group for moms to join and start this conversation. So if you're looking for, some friends, some new connections, you should definitely join us in the group. It's just lots of positive people, and you're going to love it. And obviously, I highly recommend the book that I just mentioned. It's actually on my shop, on my website. I have all my favorite things on there. You should check it out. martaspurk.coach/shop. You just go on there and you're going to see the book. And obviously, besides the lovely community that I'm now building with the moms that have been listening to the podcast and enjoying all of it, I also have my fitness community, my Fit Tribe gang. And if you're looking into becoming healthier, if you need to lose weight to gain more energy, or maybe because you're having joint issues or back pain, definitely check out my Instagram, my Facebook, and you can see, especially on my stories, that's when I share my workouts and my healthy lifestyle. You can see more of that, and reach out to me and let me know if you would like to get more information on that as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed talking more about mindset. And I hope you get to test out some of the ideas that I mentioned here to get you thinking more about what your thoughts are, where your feelings are coming from, and how they're affecting your everyday life. Don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, and also leave a quick review on iTunes. It'll literally take you a few seconds, and I will be so grateful. Until next time, bye.